It was an ordinary evening on the bustling city street, where people rushed past each other with their eyes glued to their phones or fixed on their busy schedules. Among the crowd was a struggling single dad, holding a worn-out grocery bag in one hand and trying to keep his little daughter close with the other. Life was never easy for him, yet he managed to smile for his child. Suddenly, as he looked around, he noticed a young woman sitting on a bench, her face pale and her hands trembling. At first, he thought maybe she was just tired, but the way she gasped for air and clutched her chest made it clear she was having a panic attack. Strangely, no one around her stopped to help, people simply passed by, pretending not to notice. His heart clenched at the sight, and he knew he couldn't just walk away. The woman's breathing grew faster, and tears rolled down her cheeks as her body shook uncontrollably. As she whispered something no one called her, lost in her fear, while the city carried on as if she were invisible. The single dad crouched down in front of her, gently placing his grocery bag on the ground. "Hey, you're okay," he said softly, his voice calm but firm. His daughter tugged on his sleeve, confused, but he gave her a reassuring nod. "I'm right here, just look at him," he told the woman. His presence seemed to cut through the chaos swirling in her head. While admired her, this man, who had his own struggles and burdens, chose kindness. Step by step, he guided her, asking her to breathe slowly, to focus on his voice instead of the fear that had consumed her heart. As she tried to follow his instructions, to every breath felt like a battle. In and out, he repeated slowly, demonstrating the rhythm with his own breathing. His eyes remained locked on hers, steady and patient, while his daughter, sensing the seriousness of the moment, quietly sat beside him. The woman's chest still rose and fell rapidly, but little by little, as he matched his pace. "That's it, you're doing great," he encouraged with a gentle smile. Tears welled up in her eyes again, but this time they weren't only from fear, they were mixed with relief. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, he wasn't alone. The man had no training, no medical knowledge, only a compassionate heart that wouldn't allow him to abandon someone in need. And slowly, his kindness began to pull her back from the edge. Minute passed, and the trembling in her hands started to ease. Her breathing, though still shaky, found a steady rhythm, and the terrifying storm inside her mind began to calm. As she stared at the man who had helped her, still amazed that a stranger had carried enough to stop when an inner crowd had honored her suffering. He offered her his water bottle, and as she took it with trembling fingers, whispering a faint, "Thank you." His daughter smiled shyly, as if too was proud of her father's quiet bravery. For the single dad, it wasn't about being a hero, it was simply about doing what was right. Life had taught him the pain of being unseen, and he refused to let anyone else feel that same loneliness. Little did he know, this small act of kindness would change both of their lives in ways he could never imagine. The woman sat silently for a moment, her breath steadier now, but her heart still aching from the experience. As she looked at the single dad, his simple clothes, the tiredness on his face, and the little girl holding on to him. He was clearly a man who carried heavy burdens of his own, yet he had stopped everything to help her when no one else cared. I thought I was going to die," she whispered, her voice trembling. The man shook his head gently. "You were just overwhelmed, but you're stronger than you think," he replied, his tone calm but encouraging. His words sank deep into her heart, giving her more strength than he had felt in a long time. In that moment, he realized that sometimes, the greatest heroes are the ones who expect nothing in return, who simply offer their kindness without hesitation. As wiped her tears, noticed his daughter tugging at his arm again, whispering softly, "Daddy, is okay now?" The man gave his child a warm smile and nodded. "Yes, sweetheart, she's okay now." The woman's heart softened at the tenderness in his words. SH had been invisible to the world only minute ago, but this father and daughter had seen her humanity. SH reached for her back, her hand still unsteady, and tried to stand. The man quickly offered his hand to support her. For a brief second, their eyes met, and SH could see the depth of empathy in his gaze, an empathy born from hardship, from knowing what it felt like to be ignored and judged by the world. That silent connection told her more than words were cold. SH was not alone anymore. They walked together slowly, away from the busy crowd that had ignored her earlier. The little girl hummed softly, holding her father's hand, while the woman matched her steps with tears. SH felt strangely safe beside them, as if their quiet bond shielded her from the chaos of the city. "Thank you," SH said again, her voice firmer this time. The man only smiled, brushing it off with humility. Anyone would have done the same, he murmured, though deep down, they both knew that wasn't true. SH looked at the people passing by, strangers who had chosen to look away, and SH understood how rare his kindness really was. A spark of hope lit inside her. Perhaps the world wasn't as cold as SH had believed, perhaps there were still people who cared. And somehow, SH felt fate had brought her to him that day. By the time they reached the corner of the street, the woman had regained much of her compa. SH turned to him, holding his gaze with a grateful smile. "You didn't just help em beauty again, you reminded em that there is still kindness in this world," SH said softly. He nodded, adjusting the grocery bag on his shoulder, while his daughter,